My name is Mike. I am 36. My wife is Kelly. We have 2 kids. Sam is 10. Lily is 7. Kelly wanted a week at the beach with the kids. I stayed home for quarter end at work. We said we would all meet at the end of the week. Her travel agent set it up. His name is Brad. She said he always finds upgrades. I thought he made towel swans happen. That was it. The first days looked normal. Photos of the kids in goggles. Kelly's toes in the sand. A bright drink with a small umbrella. I liked the photos and went back to forklifts and emails. I did not feel jealous. I felt tired and proud. I paid for the trip. I was doing my job. Night 3 changed everything. My phone rang at 12:17 at night. It was Sam. He spoke in a whisper. Dad, are you awake? I am now, I said. What is wrong? Mom goes to get ice after we go to sleep, he said. The ice machine is right next to our room. Also, Mr. Brad is here. He has the same wristband as us. Something in my chest sat up. I kept my voice calm. I told him to lock the door and use the chain. I told him to say that Dad saw a hotel safety video. That was not a lie. I said I would come as fast as I could. He said okay. We hung up. I bought the first flight with saved miles. I packed jeans, 3 shirts, a legal pad, and a quiet anger. I texted my boss. Family emergency. I can work from my phone. He sent a thumbs up. I drank bad airport coffee before sunrise. I landed by late morning. I drove a small rental car that hummed on left turns. I walked into a lobby that smelled like coconut and fresh paint. The desk clerk smiled at my ID. Welcome, Mr. Walker. Mrs. Walker will be thrilled. Your room is ready. And Brad checked in down the hall. He extended your family's stay. My mouth smiled. My hands did not. I asked where the ice machines were. He pointed to a sign. 2nd floor and 6th floor. Most guests call for ice, he said. Room service brings it. I rode the elevator and listened to a steel drum cover of a happy song I used to like. I knocked on our door. Sam tackled me at the waist. Lily hugged my legs. Kelly stepped into view in a sundress. She looked surprised and then busy doing math in her head. Mike, you are here, she said. Surprise, I said. I brought myself. The room looked like a family had been living. Wet swimsuits. Seashells. 2 small wristbands. Kelly's phone on the charger. No messages from Brad. Of course not. I knelt to the kids. Pool in 30 minutes. Then fries. The big kind. They cheered. I stood and looked at Kelly. Walk with me. We stepped into the hallway. I walked past the ice machine that made soft cubes and lies. I stopped at a door down the hall. A sticker on the frame said, "Turn down service scheduled." I knocked. Brad opened the door in resort linen. He smelled like the hotel gift shop. His face lost its color when he saw me. Small world, I said. Smaller hallway, Kelly said. Please do not make a scene. There is no scene, I said. There are 3 adults and 1 bad decision. Brad tried a line. We are colleagues. It is emotional. Cheaters love the word emotional. I almost laughed. If this is emotional, you both need training. A housekeeper pushed a cart past us. She saw everything and parked the cart between us like a safety rail. Her eyes were kind. I will remember that. I spoke in short sentences. Calm. The kids will eat with me now. Kelly, you will move to another room tonight. A different floor. Separate beds. After the kids sleep, you will not leave the room for ice or for talks. Brad, you will not knock on any door that has my children behind it. If you break that, I talk to security. I talk to the manager. I talk to anyone who needs to hear it. Kelly's eyes filled. There was water. There was no apology. Brad looked small. I did not raise my voice. I did not point. I said a line. I will see you in 1 hour. I said to Kelly. We will talk then. Short sentences. No adjectives. I took the kids to the elevator. The steel drums tried to cheer us up. We sat by the pool. I ordered fries and milkshakes. Sam told me facts about hermit crabs like a sports play-by-play. Lily drew a seashell on a napkin and wrote, "Dad," in big letters. I put the napkin in my pocket. It was the nicest document I held all week. When the kids finished eating, we laughed at the seagulls. We wiped ketchup from chins. For a few minutes I felt like a normal father at a normal pool. Under that, my plans sat very still. After lunch I tucked the kids in for a nap. I stood in the hallway and waited for my hour to start. I knew what came next. Questions. Timelines. Money. Truth. I did not want to fight in flip-flops. I wanted facts. I wanted a map out. And I was ready to draw it. I met Kelly on the balcony while the kids napped. The ocean was loud. My voice was not. Short sentences. I said. No adjectives. Start with when. She held the railing. Last fall. How long after last fall? Since October. Who started it? I did, she said. I asked him to help with our anniversary trip. We kept talking. Did you meet alone before this week? Yes. 2 times. He called them FAM trips. Work trips. I told myself they were harmless. Did you tell him you are married? Yes. Is he married? Yes. He says they are separated. I said nothing. The ocean said plenty. Why him? I asked. He is fun, she said. He listens. You were busy. I felt unseen. I was busy paying for this resort, I said. And for our life. She nodded. You are right. Did you use our joint card for him? Only small things, she said. I paid most with the agency discount. We will check, I said. Facts first. She rubbed her wrist. No ring. She had left it in the room. That felt like a weather report. Here are the rules until we go home, I said. 1. You move to a room on a different floor. Tonight. 2. After the kids are asleep, you stay in the room. No ice runs. No walks. No late talks. 3. No contact with Brad in front of our kids. 4. If he calls or knocks, you tell him no. If he does not stop, I call security. She looked down. Okay. You will tell the front desk to add me to the booking, I said. You will not block me from the kids. I would not, she said. Good, I said. After we get home, we call a lawyer. We can try to be decent. Or we can waste money and cry in offices. I vote for decent. Okay, she whispered. I went to the lobby and asked for a second room. The clerk typed. He smiled a service smile. We can move Mrs. Walker to 516, he said. Near the elevator. Far from us, I said. Far enough, he said. He printed keys. He slid me a paper to sign. Also, he added, your party has 2 wristband levels. Blue for standard. Gold for premium. Mr. Brad is gold, I said. Of course he is. The clerk swallowed. He extended your stay by 2 nights. He told us you were joining later. I can remove the extension if you wish. Remove it, I said. We leave in the morning? I asked for an itemized folio for our room. He handed me a printout. I took a photo with my phone. I made a note to pull bank statements when I got home. In the elevator I wrote a simple list on my legal pad. October start. 2 trips called work. This week, same floor. Wristband levels blue and gold. Extension by him. Room for Kelly on 5. I took photos of the ice sign on the wall. 2nd floor. 6th floor. I took a photo of the door sticker that said "Turn down service scheduled." I was not collecting drama. I was collecting a map. Back in the room, Sam slept like a dog after a long run. Lily held her napkin drawing in one fist. I sat in the chair and watched them breathe. I felt sad and lucky at the same time. Sad for what broke. Lucky that I knew what mattered. Kelly packed a small bag. Toothbrush. Phone. A paperback she never finished at home. She looked smaller. "Do you want to tell them you are moving rooms?" I asked. "I will tell them after dinner," she said. "I will say it is a surprise for Mom. New view." "Keep it simple," I said. "They are kids. They do not need our weight." She left for the front desk. I texted my sister. I asked if she could pick us up from the airport tomorrow and keep the kids for one night while I talked to a lawyer. She said yes. She sent 3 red hearts and no advice. That was perfect. I called a law office my friend had used. The paralegal offered a consult on Monday morning. I took it. I said I wanted someone calm. She laughed and said, "We have a cardigan." I like that. An unknown number texted me. "This is Brad. We should talk." I replied, "Use email. Do not contact me again." He sent, "You are overreacting." I put the phone face down. I wrote the time on my pad. I circled it. I breathed. Kelly came back with a new key. 5:16. She said, "I will move after dinner." "Good," I said. "We meet in the lobby at 6. We eat together. We tell the kids the plan." We did. We kept it simple. "Mom is switching rooms for a night," I said. "We will fly home in the morning. We will have pancakes on Sunday." Sam asked, "Is Mom in trouble?" "Mom made a grown-up mistake," I said. "Grown-ups will fix it. Your job is to be kids." Lily asked, "Will we still swim tomorrow?" "We will swim for 1 hour before the airport," I said. "Yes." We watched a short movie on mute with captions. No noise. The room felt like a library where feelings were not allowed to yell. At 8, I walked Kelly down to the elevator. She looked at me like a person at a bus stop in the rain. "I am sorry," she said. "I hear you," I said. "We will still be parents. We can still be kind. We can also be honest." She nodded. The doors closed. I stood there a second longer. The elevator music was not as loud this time. Maybe I had changed. Maybe I just knew the tune. Back in the room, I set a chair by the door. I put my wallet and keys in my shoes. I set the legal pad on the nightstand. I checked the chain twice. I texted my boss that I would be out Monday morning. He sent a second forklift. At 10, someone knocked on a door down the hall. A soft laugh. Then quiet. I did not check. I did not chase. I wrote the time. I turned off the lamp. My last thought before sleep was not about Brad or wristbands or turned down service. It was about pancakes on Sunday and a small napkin with a seashell and the word Dad in big letters. Tomorrow we leave. Then we tell the truth to a person in a cardigan. Then we build a plan that has fewer lies and more doors that lock. I slept through the night. The ocean kept watch. Morning came with small feet on carpet. We swam for 1 hour, like I promised. Sam raced me. Lily made a game with a plastic ring. We laughed for real. I held that sound like a receipt. We ate breakfast by a window. Kelly sat with us. She poured syrup for Lily. She looked like someone who wants to borrow yesterday. I kept it simple. I said we would pack after pancakes. I said we would leave before noon. She nodded. At the desk I asked for my folio. The clerk printed it and slid it over like a test paper. There were normal lines. Room. Taxes. Juice that cost too much. Then 2 lines that were not normal. Romance amenity for 2. Turn down chocolate for 2. Posted to 4308. Link to our family booking. I need those removed, I said. He swallowed. Yes, sir. He typed. He also removed the extension Mr. Brad had added. He added me to the booking record. He printed again. Clean. The manager came out. She had the kind voice I heard in the hall from the housekeeper the day before. I am sorry for the confusion, she said. Your children are sweet. We want them to remember the pool, not the paperwork. We agree, I said. She lowered her voice. We flagged both rooms. No unlisted visitors. Security can walk your floor at night if you wish. Thank you, I said. We are leaving now. We hugged the housekeeper on the way to the elevator. She gave Lily an extra shove from a bowl by the door. For the brave, she said. I almost lost it. I did not. We flew home in the afternoon. The kids drew clouds on the safety card. I closed my eyes and wrote a list in my head. Call a lawyer. Pull statements. Separate cards. One calm talk with Kelly at our table. One plan for the kids that does not make them choose teams. My sister met us at arrivals. She hugged the kids and put snacks in their hands like a magician. She hugged me longer. She did not ask questions in front of them. Gold medal. At home I put the kids in the bath and made pasta. Bedtime was soft. A story. A kiss on each forehead. A promise about Saturday pancakes again. When they slept I sat at the kitchen table with the legal pad. The house was very quiet. My pen was not. I listed dates. October. 2 trips called work. This week. Wristbands. The ice sign. The door. The folio. The clerk's words. The manager's offer. I used short lines so my brain would not run away. Kelly texted at 10. Can we talk? Tomorrow, I wrote. No adjectives. Noon. Kitchen table. She sent. Okay. An unknown number texted 1 minute later. This is Dana. I am Brad's wife. I think you know why I am calling. I stared at the screen. I typed slow. I am Mike. I will not discuss children. I can share dates and room numbers. I can confirm a separate room for my wife last night. I can confirm we are going home and calling a lawyer. She wrote. Thank you. I have 2 kids. I told them he is on a trip. I am sorry. I wrote. I will email you the folio lines that mention his room. Nothing with my children on it. No photos. She sent. That is enough. I scanned the paper. I redacted names except his and mine. I sent the file. Then I turned off my phone. No late night storms. No spiral. Monday morning came with coffee that tasted like a plan. The kids went to school with my sister. I drove to a small office with a quiet lobby. The lawyer wore a soft sweater and spoke like a metronome. Her name was Erica. I want clean, I said. No scenes. No games. The children first. Good, she said. Here is what we do today. 1. Document facts. 2. Open a solo checking account. 3. Freeze joint cards until we separate recurring bills. 4. Draft a simple separation memo. Bedrooms. Schedules. No overnights with third parties. 5. Start a temporary parenting plan. 50-50 or close, based on work hours and school. I nodded. Can we also set a rule? No new partners around the kids until a set date. 6 months. Or a therapist says yes. We can, she said. We put it in writing. She read my notes. She asked short questions. I answered with short answers. She did not try to sell me a mood. She sold me a map. Do you want to try counseling? She asked. I want to remove fog, I said. If counseling helps with that, okay. If it keeps us in circles, no. Then we plan for both, she said. Boundaries now. Options later. She printed a draft. It was not long. It had teeth where it had to. We scheduled a notary. We set a time for Kelly to come in if she chose to sign. Erica slid me a folder. "You are doing fine," she said. "Accurate beats loud." At lunch I opened a solo account at the bank near my work. I moved my paycheck there. I left enough in the joint to cover this week. I set alerts on every card. My phone pinged once when a streaming app renewed. I smiled. There are small problems I can fix in one tap. Kelly came by at noon as planned. We sat at the table. The napkin with the seashell lay under the salt shaker. It made me braver. "We are parents first," I said. "We stay polite in front of them. We do not use them. We do not ask them to judge. We do not whisper adult words into little ears." "Yes," she said. "Here is the draft," I said. "Read. Ask. We sign today or we do not. But we start." She read. She asked. "Can we set 3 nights with me, for with you, then switch next week?" she said. "So the school drop-offs are easier." "Yes," I said. "That is kind." She signed. I signed. We set a move date for a small rental she could afford. We set a rule. No Brad around our kids. No exceptions. If he cannot accept that, he can enjoy his own wristband alone. At 3 I sat in my car and let the quiet find me. It did not fix anything. It did not lie either. It just sat there with me and let me breathe. That night I made pancakes for dinner. Sam said that was not legal. Lily laughed and said it was if Dad said so. We ate breakfast at night and turned on a dumb cartoon. I did not check my phone. I did not check the hallway. I checked the kids' faces when they laughed. That was enough for the day. Tomorrow I will call the school counselor and give a gentle heads up. Tomorrow I will tell my boss the new schedule. Tomorrow I will box the photos and the anniversary cork. I will not burn them. I will put them on a shelf where they cannot bite. I am not the man who makes a scene in a hallway. I am the man who writes a clean list, keeps his voice low, and walks his children to the pool on time. The story can be messy. The plan does not have to be. The first week home moved in straight lines. No drama. Just steps. Kelly took the small rental we found online. 1 bedroom. Close to school. I helped carry boxes to the door and stopped there. We did not hug. We kept it simple. "Text before pickups," I said. "No surprises." She nodded. "I met the school counselor," I said. "We are separating. Please watch for changes." She thanked me for telling her. She said she would check in with each kid in a normal way. No big talk. Just a kind adult asking about lunch and recess. That was exactly right. Dana, the travel agent's wife, asked to meet for coffee. I picked a bright place near the police station on purpose. We were 2 tired adults at a small table. No revenge plan. Just truth. She slid a printout across to me. It was a calendar of FAM trips. 2 overlapped with our dates. She circled a text from Brad that said, "Extending the Walker stay. Surprise for the kids." She had not replied to him. She had forwarded it to herself for later. Later was now. I slid my scanned folio lines back to her. Romance amenity for 2. Turned down chocolate for 2. His room number. Link to our family booking. She read and nodded once. Not shocked. Just done. "We keep kids out of it," I said. "Agreed," she said. "My 2 think he is on a work trip. He can stay there in their minds until I have the rest set up." We shook hands. That was all. The resort manager called that afternoon. She apologized again. She said they had reviewed night logs and wristband scans. She said 2 amenities had been removed and a credit placed back on my card. She offered a future discount. I said no thank you. I said the housekeeper was kind. Please tell her that. The manager said she already had. An email came from the owner of Suncoast Journeys. His name was Mr. Lewis. He wrote in plain words. He said he had received complaints from 2 households. He said his company code bars personal relationships during travel with clients. He asked me to confirm dates and to share only what I was comfortable sharing. I sent the same 2 folio lines and the room numbers. I left children out of it. He replied that the agency would address it internally. He did not ask for more. That felt professional. Erica filed our temporary separation with the court. She called it a bridge. We set mediation for next month. We set a rule in writing. No new partners around the kids for 6 months. After that, only after a talk with a child therapist. The rule went on paper with both our names under it. I slept better that night. My phone buzzed with a credit from Suncoast. It landed in my account like a small apology I did not ask for. I moved the money to savings for the kids' shoes and school photos. Quiet wins. I set the first appointment with a child therapist. She spoke in warm, plain words. She said, "We will help them name feelings without giving them our vocabulary." She asked us to both attend the first visit. We did. We sat on small chairs that made us both look silly. It was healthy. Co-parenting started on a Tuesday. We did the first handoff at the library parking lot. Public. Calm. We kept it short. "Homework is in the blue folder," I said. "Lily's stuffed turtle is in the front pocket," Kelly said. "Sam's math test is Friday." We smiled at the kids like normal adults. Then we left. Unexpected call number 1 came from HR at Kelly's company. A woman named Marla asked to confirm my mailing address for any legal notices tied to benefits during separation. She did not ask about the trip. She did not want gossip. She wanted paperwork. I gave her the address. She thanked me. That was it. Unexpected call number 2 came from my boss. He said, "Take Fridays from home for a while. Get the school handoffs right." He is not famous for softness. He surprised me. I said thank you and meant it. Brad sent 1 email. The subject line was, "It was never about." I did not open it. I dragged it to a folder named, "For a Lawyer." I told Kelly to do the same with any messages from him. She said she had blocked him. She sent a screenshot. I believed the screenshot. I believed the rest when it arrived in actions. Money work came next. I moved the last autopays off the joint card. I set a simple spreadsheet. Rent. Groceries. Kids' stuff. No. Mystery charges. No fog. Money likes light. It calmed me to see numbers behave. The kids asked small questions at dinner. "Will we still go to the beach next year?" Lily asked. "Yes," I said. "Maybe not that one." "Will we still have pancakes on Sunday?" Sam asked. "Always," I said. "Even on Tuesday if we want." They smiled. They ate. We watched a silly show. We were a family in a living room that had lost one thing and kept many. Kelly dropped a box by the door one evening. It held our wedding album and the cork from our 10th anniversary. "These should be with the kids," she said. I put them on a high shelf. Not in the trash. Not on the coffee table. Some things need shade until you know what they are. Erica emailed a short list titled, "Next 3. It said, "Keep a log, keep communications in writing, keep the children's routines." It also said, "Go outside for 15 minutes without your phone." I did. The air felt like a new language. Quiet. Solid. Free of coconut and lies. Dana texted once more. "Thank you for staying calm," she wrote. "It kept me calm." "You did the same," I wrote back. Kelly and I kept pickups smooth. We waved. We did not linger. She asked, "Do you hate me?" "No," I said. "I am done being married to you. I am not done being decent." She nodded. She left. The door shut like a normal door. I fixed a loose cabinet hinge after the kids went to bed. I wiped down the counter. I set the legal pad in a drawer instead of on the table. I put my ring in a small box with the seashell napkin. I will not wear the ring. I will keep the napkin. I am not building a movie. I am building a week that leads to a better week. The plan has edges now. It holds its shape. Tomorrow I meet the mediator in a quiet room with soft chairs. Tomorrow we put more lines on paper. And when we are done, I will go home, make pasta, and listen to my kids tell me about recess like it is breaking news. It will be the news that matters. Mediation day felt like a waiting room that wanted to be a spa. Soft chairs. A quiet clock. A bowl of mints. Erica sat beside me with her calm face. Kelly sat across from us. She wore a plain sweater. No ring. The mediator explained the rules. Short turns. No blame words. We agree on facts. We put the rest on paper. He spoke in even lines. It helped. We started with the children. School schedule. After school care. Bedtime at both homes. Holidays split in simple ways. Even years with me for Thanksgiving. Odd years with me for the long weekend in spring. We wrote a rule we both wanted. No new partners near the children for 6 months. After that, only after a talk with a child therapist. We put that in bold. Next was money. State guideline for support. Each of us carries a share of extras like sports and field trips. Health insurance through my work stays for the children. If Kelly takes a new plan later, we update. No drama. Just numbers. It felt clean. Then the choice we both knew was coming. Stay married and try counseling first, or file and set the path to divorce now. I spoke first. I do not want to fight in circles, I said. I want a plan I can explain to our kids without using adult words. Kelly looked at her hands. I do not want to hurt you again, she said. I think the kind thing is to end it with care. We both breathed out. Erica nodded. The mediator wrote one line on a fresh page. We will file a no-fault divorce. We will keep the temporary plan in place while the court moves. We will be polite in front of the children. We will not use them to move feelings between houses. We signed a memorandum. Pens down. The room got quieter. Not sad. Just true. After the session, I walked to the parking lot. The sun felt new. My phone buzzed. It was an email from the owner of the travel agency. He wrote one sentence. We have completed our internal review. Then a line I did not expect. Brad is no longer with Suncoast. No details. No victory tone. Just a fact. I did not forward it. I did not cheer. I put the phone away. At home there was a postcard in the mail from the resort. It had a picture of the beach. On the back was a short note in careful print. Tell Lily the shell is for the brave. Tell Sam the pool misses his race. It was signed by the housekeeper. My chest got tight in a good way. I put the card on the fridge. That night we did the first school night under the new schedule. Homework at the table. Tacos. Toothbrush. Story. Lights out at 8. I sat in the hall outside their room and listened to them breathe. It sounded like a house that could hold. Kelly texted a photo. 2 boxes stacked by her door. A small lamp on top. First night in the rental. She wrote. It feels strange. Strange is fine. I wrote back. Safe is better. She sent. Agreed. No more. The next morning I told my boss the court plan. Fridays from home for now. He said we could keep that for a month. He also said I could refuse extra shifts if they crossed my parenting time. He is not a warm man. He was kind that day. I noticed. I met Dana one more time for 10 minutes. We were in the same bright cafe near the station. She said she had filed. She said she and her kids were staying with her sister for a while. She said this line that I wrote down in my head. We will be okay if we do boring things well. I like that. I told her I was stealing it. She smiled and said to pay with pancakes. Erica emailed the draft filing. Plain words. Plain dates. No story threads. She asked me to read it once and then stop reading it for the night. She said minds can chew on paper like dogs chew on shoes. I closed the file. I made tea. I went outside for 15 minutes and looked at a sky that did not need me to fix it. Kelly came by for the next handoff. It was quiet and smooth. She brought a bag with clothes they had forgotten and a folder with school forms signed. I handed her the postcard to show the kids at her place. We smiled like two people at the same bus stop. "Do you hate me?" she asked. "No," I said. "I am not married to you anymore in my head. I can still be decent to you in real life." She nodded. She looked like someone who had been bracing for a punch and got a nod instead. She left. The door clicked soft. That weekend I did small work that felt big. I put a tray by the door for keys and forms. I labeled one folder school and one folder health and one folder fun. I put the seashell napkin in a clear sleeve and tucked it behind a magnet. It is a silly move. It helped. On Sunday morning I made pancakes again. Sam counted flips. Lily checked for the crispy edges she likes. We ate at the table. We talked about recess and spelling words and a new kid in Lily's class who can whistle. No one said the words travel agent. No one said the word affair. The air in the room had no glitter and no smoke. It tasted like syrup and coffee and relief. Late that night I lay in bed and listened to the house. I heard the fridge. I heard the heat click. I did not hear my own thoughts shout. They spoke in short lines. They told me the path was not pretty but it was flat. They told me I had done enough for today. They told me to sleep. Tomorrow we file. After that, we keep moving in straight lines. We show up at school on time. We say yes to field trips. We answer kid questions with kid words. We tell the full truth to adults on paper and the small truth to children in rooms with night lights. Boring can be holy. Quiet can be loud in the right way. I am learning that now. And I am not doing it alone. My kids are here. My sister is here. A lawyer with a soft sweater is here. A housekeeper with kind eyes is here in the form of a postcard on my fridge. It is enough to walk the rest of the way. It does not have to be dramatic. It just has to be done. We filed on a Tuesday morning. No crowd. No speech. Just a clerk, 2 signatures, and a stamp that sounded like a door closing. It was a no-fault divorce. We kept the temporary plan in place while the court moved. We walked out without holding the door for each other. Not cold. Just done. Life did not turn cinematic. It turned steady. The first month was practice. Handoffs at the library lot. Homework in 2 kitchens. A shared Google Calendar that finally did what calendars are supposed to do. Fridays at home for me. Pancakes on Sunday even when it was Tuesday. I kept the folders by the door. School. Health. Fun. It felt like training wheels. It worked. One small surprise. Sam's teacher asked to chat after school. She said, "He talks about race times at the pool with you. He smiles when he does." That sentence held me up the rest of the week. Another surprise. The resort mailed a refund for the 2 amenity charges even though they had already credited them. I mailed it back with a note that said, "We are square. Please thank the housekeeper." They sent a short reply and a second postcard. It showed a hermit crab. On the back it said, "The brave can live anywhere." I put it on the fridge under a magnet shaped like a lemon. Dana sent one text when her papers were served. "Your steady helped me be steady," she wrote. I told her the line I stole from her keeps working. Do boring things well. She said to keep paying with pancakes. Deal. Kelly and I had the last hard talk in Erica's office. It was about who keeps what and who takes which bills. It was not fun. It did not turn ugly. We sold the bed we bought for our 10th anniversary trip that never happened. We split the money. I kept the coffee maker. She kept the mixer. Somewhere in a box is a cork from a dinner where we said we would always pick each other first. That box sits on a high shelf. It can stay there for as long as it needs. The decree came by mail 8 weeks later. Thin paper. Heavy news. I read it once. I put it in a folder named Legal. I did not read it again. Erica emailed. Breathe now. I did. The night after the decree, Kelly came by for a handoff. She stood on the porch and said the one sentence that helped more than any paragraph had. I did this, she said. I am sorry. Not a weather report about her feelings. A complete sentence with a subject and a verb. I said, thank you. That was all. She left. The door clicked soft. Unexpected thing number 3. My boss called me into his office and closed the door. He said, you were solid through a hurricane. We are moving you to a lead role on the morning shift. Better pay. More stable hours. He is not a warm man. He was kind again. I walked out holding a new schedule and a feeling I had not had in months. Pride without a shadow. I did small repairs around the house. A squeaky hinge. A loose outlet cover. The drawer that stuck every third pull. It felt like an apology to the house for the weeks when the walls had to hold my silence. I planted a small basil in a cup on the sill. Lily named it Bean. Sam rolled his eyes and watered it anyway. The kids asked new questions sometimes. Will we do the beach again? Lily asked. Yes, I said. We will pick a place with a pool and pancakes and no wristbands. Do you still love Mom? Sam asked once. I love her as your mom, I said. I am not married to her anymore. Those are 2 different jobs. He nodded. He understood more than his age would suggest. Kids know the shape of truth even when they do not know the long words. Kelly started seeing a therapist. She told me once, not as a plea, just as news. She also told me she blocked Brad everywhere. She sent one screenshot and then stopped sending proof. Good. I do not need her receipts. I need our routine. We met the child therapist every other week for a while. She had toys and gentle questions. She taught us a script for kid fears. It went like this. You are safe. You are loved. This is not your fault. Grown-ups will do the grown-up work. We used it often. It worked. I took one quiet weekend alone when the kids were at Kelly's. No projects. No lists. I drove to a lake. I sat on a bench and watched the water. A dad and a daughter tried to skip rocks. The rocks did not care about form. They skipped anyway. I laughed out loud at nothing. It felt like a new muscle. Back home I cleaned out one last drawer. Old chargers. Ticket stubs. A room key card from the resort that had slipped into my bag. I looked at it for a second and dropped it in the trash. No speech. No ritual. Just a choice. I am not the man who kicks doors open in a hotel hallway. I am the man who sits with a kid at a kitchen table and multiplies fractions without sighing. I am the man who writes short lines on a legal pad and then lives them. The plan has edges. The life has room. Here is what I learned, written the way I wish I had read it a year ago. If your gut whispers, listen. Check facts. Write times. Ask short questions. You are not paranoid. You are paying attention. Love can survive boredom. It cannot survive contempt plus secrecy. When you feel both, you either fix them fast or you file. Documentation beats confrontation. Screenshots beat speeches. A calm sentence beats a loud one. Boundaries are kindness with steel inside. No is a full tool. So is. Not in front of the kids. So is. Email me instead. You can leave a story without burning its pages. You can keep a napkin with a seashell and still throw out a room key. You can be sad and relieved at the same time and still make dinner on time. Quiet is not something you beg from a liar. It is something you build. One rule. One folder. One bedtime. One morning where the only music is a kettle and a pencil on homework. The last unexpected thing happened last week. The housekeeper's second postcard fell off the fridge. Lily picked it up and taped it back with 2 pieces of clear tape. She said, "The brave can live anywhere," and then asked for more syrup. I poured. I thought, that is the whole point. We are okay. Not in a movie way. In a Tuesday way. School drop-off. Work. Dinner. Spelling words. A show that is not very good. Lights out. A door that closes soft. A dad who sleeps. I am not a victim. I am a man who read the manual, labeled the breakers, and switched off the ones that shocked us. The lights still work. They are mine to turn on. And when my phone rings late at night now, it is usually Sam asking if pancakes count as dinner. They do. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next videos.